How to interview potential employees. Hello and welcome to Videojug. Interviewing candidates for a job can be as nerve-wracking for the interviewer as the interviewee. But finding the right person for the position could boost your productivity, improve team morale, and make your life as a manager a lot easier. So it's important to make a wise choice. We've spoken to recruiter extraordinaire Matt Wilson of recruitmentmatters.com to show you how to interview candidates for a job. Step 1. Preparation. Before the interview day, make some time in your schedule to craft the interview questions. Be specific about the job description and what essential qualifications and experience the successful candidate must have. Before the candidate arrives, read through their CV once more and make notes of any questions it prompts. You should also make sure that you have a private room set aside for the interview that is comfortable for both you and the interviewee. Try to avoid interviewing over a desk. Step 2. Meet and greet. When the candidate arrives, welcome them with a handshake. Begin with some brief, informal conversation to put them at their ease. You'll get a far more accurate sense of their personality if they're relaxed. Once you're both seated, give them a basic agenda for the meeting. Explain how long it will take, the kind of questions you'll be asking, and why you'll be asking them. You should aim to be talking for no more than 30% of the interview, meaning you should be listening for 70% of the time. Step 3. Effective questioning. To get the most out of your interviewee, you'll need to ask a variety of questions. Open questions. These are what, why, when, or where questions that encourage the candidate to talk about themselves. For example, I see you were a team manager at the toothbrush factory. What were your main achievements in that time? Probing questions. These are questions that push the candidate to talk in more detail about a specific subject. If they've responded with,
I was partly responsible for the revolutionary new bristle technology.
You might like to ask them,
Well, developing new technology, that is somewhat outside of the sphere of marketing, so how did you combine the two?
Situational questions. These are a great way of finding out how the candidate thinks. Ask them to think of a time when they had to deal with a particular situation and explain what they did. Closed questions. These are questions with a simple yes or no answer and can be particularly useful for pinning the candidate down on key points. If I offered you the job, would you take it? Or does the salary interest you? Warning. According to UK employment law, you can only make a decision to employ or not employ someone based on their ability to do the job. There are certain topics you are not allowed to ask about, including their religion, sexuality, marital status, or plans to have children. If you ask questions about these subjects and they don't get the job, they may have grounds to claim that you've made your decision unfairly and they could take you to a tribunal. For more information on employers' responsibilities and avoiding discrimination, visit www.businesslink.gov.uk. Step 4. Take notes. If you're interviewing lots of people, you'll need to take useful notes that will help you to remember each candidate and make your final decision. Did a particular line of questioning infuse them? Did they demonstrate excellent experience in a specific area? Or did they fail to meet your criteria on every front? Under the Freedom of Information Act 2000, anyone can ask to see any notes you've made about them, so you should write as if your notes were going to be read. After each interview, take note of your immediate reaction. It can be useful to remind yourself of this later. Step 5. Review. Once you've interviewed all your applicants, you'll need to review the evidence you've gathered and make a decision. Rank the candidates into 3 categories: yes, no, and maybe. The no's you can ditch straight away. Rank the yeses into an order of preference based on your gathered information. Top tip. If you'd like a little more background information on your top-ranked candidates, search for their name on the internet and see what comes up. Step 6. Check references. It's always worth checking their references to confirm their recent employment history. If you can, speak to their previous immediate supervisor rather than a human resources department. The supervisor will be able to give a fuller picture of their competencies and experience. Top tip. Many individuals will not give a bad reference for fear of being personally sued for defamation. They can, however, refuse to give a reference at all. If this is the case, then alarm bells should start ringing immediately and you should ask the candidate about it. Step 7. Offer the job. Starting at the top of your list, get on the phone and offer your favourite the job as soon as you can. All being well, they'll accept straight away, but if they don't, continue down the list until someone does. Congratulations! You've managed to find the perfect employee for the job. Have fun with your new workmate. done.